Here on the USS Reagan, dozens of planes are taking off for Mission Valiant Shield. This aircraft carrier houses about 5,000 people. Buzz Donnelly is the captain.
Well, USS Ronald Reagan is the flagship for Battle Force 7th Fleet, or Carrier Strike Group 5, which is relatively the same organization.
So right now we're on the top of the USS Ronald Reagan. A plane is about to take off. A plane just took off behind me, and you can hear it. It's really loud. That's why I have headphones on, and I have goggles on to protect my eyes. It's very windy up here, and there are dozens of planes.
I'm the handler. I represent the ship. I own the land, the real estate. He owns the assets on the land, so he owns all the aircraft. We work together to meet the mission needs.
Freddie Kuntz is the aircraft's handler. He's in charge of airplane traffic.
Reagan has 4 aircraft elevators. Aircraft elevators people can't ride, but primarily for aircraft, which we refer to the starboard side as the right side of the ship. 1, 2, and 3 on the starboard side. The left side, which is the port side, is going to be ACE-4. It also has 4 catapults.
Kuntz says the wires used to catch the airplanes are very important to the mission.
We are composed with 4 wires, but we only keep 3 on at any given time. The wires is what catches the aircraft or stops the aircraft on deck. So you'll see 3 of them configured unless one of them is maintenance down for any reason. The 4th one is our emergency wire. It's only rigged in the event of emergency.
Managaha Island is packed with people wanting to celebrate Carolinian Chief Aguru. Some people say the day was all about preserving local culture. Gus Kaipat is an organizer of the event.
Well, today it's called the Ahurub Day. Every year we come out to the island of Managaha to celebrate our Chief Ahurub, who was buried here, and to try and continue getting our culture and our tradition going.
Kaipat says the event is a chance for people to showcase their culture and pass it down from generation to generation.
It's one of the ways to preserve our identity. One of the reasons why we're able to continue practicing navigation by looking at the stars and then by studying the waves is because of us getting together as one, children of the Seafaring Society and children of the last navigators, to continue the tradition. It's very important.
Hugh Cholome is also a part of the celebration. He is from Chuk and wants people to know about his people.
It's our identity. Keeps us alive and still Chukis.
Missy Landis is here to support her friend, who's participating in a cultural dance.
You get to learn a lot more about the culture and get to be literally immersed in the culture and get to hear who was related to who and on and on and on. And this is part of their daily lives that it's just is so inspiring to me. Every time I come to one of these, it's awesome.
The Speaker of the House expressed concerns last month about the safety of Sugar Dock. He said he wants residents, especially children, to stay away from the area. But with today being a holiday, it was a popular place for young people. Today at Sugar Dock, you can see several kids playing and jumping in the water. This comes a month after House Speaker Ralph Demipan expressed his concerns about the safety of the dock. Here at Suicide Cliff, there was a big explosion, all to get rid of bombs from about 80 years ago. Pete Leon Guerrero works with the Special Enforcement Action Section.
This has been an accumulation of unexploded ordnance from World War II, and we had 3 500-pounder incendiary bomb that was picked up in Naftan Point. That was a big project that we had to bring it down here.
Welcome back to your Tuesday edition of KSBN 2 News. We're now in the middle of typhoon season, and local emergency management officials, along with the media, came together to speak about ways to relay information to the public during weather disasters.
Leslie, I'm pretty much touching this tree. This tree is gigantic, and it is on residents Kelsey Jorstead and Jeremy Platt's home. Platt says that his sister gave him a call at work to tell him that there was a tree on his house, and he rushed home frantically. Platt says that the tree crashed right on his bedroom, so his bedroom is caved in. He says his home has water damage, and the ceiling is hardly there anymore. He says he still can't believe what's going on.
I mean, when I get a phone call from my dad and my sister saying there's a tree on my house, I'm going to be in a hurry to get home, and I was kind of, really worried about my animals.
Platt says that he's hoping that the insurance company can take care of the damages as soon as possible, and tonight they're staying with friends. Kendra, police say Rayshon Humphrey Jr. was coming out of this house behind me when he was shot just before 1 a.m. this morning. And now, nearly 24 hours later, neighbors say that they are still in shock about what happened.
Well, Gene, this is Ott's Auto Supply Company, which burned to the ground last summer when a former employee set it on fire. The owner says the store wouldn't be open today if it wasn't for the community rallying around him.
Leslie, this tree pretty much fell and split this house open. You can kind of see it. We're at 1024 South 16th Street, and people tell me that people have been cleaning up all over Quincy all day, and residents say it's like the community is coming together. Gene, the emergency management director is still trying to figure out what sent all this water behind me gushing into town this morning. Keith Goodhouse says there could have been a levee breach several miles away, but that's just a theory. He's really not sure yet. Goodhouse says there were 7 businesses with flood damage. There are 7 businesses with flood damage tonight, and they all had to evacuate around 10 this morning. Several roads, including Highway 15, were closed throughout the day, and authorities worked to get people out of town. Natalie, I'm going to step away from the camera shot right now so you can see what's going on behind me. As you can see, firefighters are still battling this fire with hoses. They're now heading into the 5th hour on scene, and it's still unclear how the fire started. This building houses offices on the lower level and apartments on the upper level. I talked with one apartment resident today after he escaped the building.
My girlfriend woke me up telling me there's a bunch of fire trucks outside, and I got up, went to check, see what was going on, and well, as you can see, lots of smoke, and firemen around said that the place was burning, everyone needed to get out of the building.
No injuries have been reported yet. That's what firefighters say, and firefighters also say they expect the building to be a total loss. Leslie and Jean, I was out here earlier today, and firefighters were battling this fire for over 5 hours today, and right now they say there are no reported injuries, but I spoke to one resident today who says he will have to find another place to live. Students, faculty, and staff marched through Western Illinois University, holding signs with quotes like "Black Lives Matter" and "I Can't Breathe," directly relating to recent cases in Ferguson, Missouri and New York City when black men were killed by white police officers. Grand jurors chose not to indict the police officers in both cases.
That's something that really made us realize that we are still facing problems that we haven't faced in a while, and with that, the indictment case really took a toll on us. So we wanted to show that, that was wrong.
Artenice Myrick is the president of the WIU Black Student Association. She says the Mike Brown case in particular spoke volumes to her and other students.
It's not just black and white, there's gray in between the lines, and you really have to take a stand and look at it, and you may see a different side that you didn't see before.
WIU academic advisor Ronald Pettigrew says students create change through their organization of peaceful protests.
That's how you change it. That's how you make people aware that everybody needs justice. Everybody needs to be heard. Everybody needs to be protected.
Pettigrew says people from all walks of life came out to show their support, and that is solidarity.
As you walked by, you saw not just black students, you saw white students, you saw community members, you saw professors. That's the difference.
People laughed and people cried as they remembered the 12-year-old boy they say was taken away far too soon. At today's funeral service, multiple young people, including one of Humphrey's cousins, shared poetry and tribute to someone she lost in a blink of an eye.
You didn't deserve this. It makes me sick to my stomach knowing that someone would want to hurt a young, handsome, smart, beautiful, and talented kid.
A student pastor at Grandview called Humphrey an example.
If our goal in life is to impact people, to move people's hearts in a positive way, Ray Humphrey Jr. did it.
One pastor's sermon was filled with memories of Humphrey's life, how he loved music, loved to rap, and was rarely seen without Beat headphones. But he says now Humphrey will leave behind an even bigger legacy.
Our son, who posthumously has become Quincy's son, gunned down before reaching the prime of his life.
The final words came from Humphrey's father, Ray Sr., who says he's ready to make a difference in this community in his son's name. He says gun violence in the community has gotten out of hand, and he wants to step up to make it a better place than it was during his son's life.
So Quincy, Illinois, I stand here today to let my son's name not go in vain. I will fight for him forever. We will get justice.
Bryant Clerkley, WGEM News, Quincy.
It's dangerous. You got to be, looking out for everybody else. We have had a few close calls.
Pittsfield firefighter Josh Klatt is speaking about the cramped conditions he works in. He says they have to pack 4 trucks in one building, and oftentimes they have to move one just to get to another one.
We got to the point where we didn't have to stack the trucks. The efficiency, the time, response, everything would just be so much smoother.
Assistant Chief Tom Reinhardt says as firefighter equipment advances, the outdated building is exposed.
Every vehicle that we buy tends to be bigger and taller than the last one, and it's just a safety issue. We want to be able to get the trucks in and out and not get anybody hurt.
That's why Mayor John Hayden says the department needs a new building. Hayden says the city took out a loan of $600,000 and they're going to fundraise to make up the difference. He says they want to kick off the fundraiser next month.
I think even sell some bricks that some names could be in the foundation and in part of the building, a past fireman or anybody they might want to honor. That's one of the ways. A direct donation obviously we would take,